It is widely considered to be one of the most iconic examples of a rags to riches story to emerge from the United States of America. In addition to being a television personality and media proprietor, he is also an entrepreneur and an investor. There is a current net worth of $4.2 billion that Mark Cuban has amassed as a result of the growth in the internet industry, which he utilized to construct a number of enterprises and companies over the course of his own life. I'd like to introduce you to Mark Cuban's biography. Let's get started and examine it in greater depth. On July 31, 1958, Mark Cuban was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the United States of America. Mark showed an interest in business from a very young age and was well known for his extraordinary ability to sell. He was also known for his popularity. In addition to his studies at the university, he was involved in a number of other companies. Following the completion of his education, Mark relocated to Texas and began working as a bartender. After that, he found himself employed by a corporation as a salesperson, and after that, he went on to launch his own businesses. Micro Solutions was the name of the computer software consulting service that Mark Cuban established a short time later. Following a period of 7 years, the company was sold to CompuServe in the year 1990 for a sum of $6 million. After making the decision, Mark made the decision to spend that money to retire and tour the world. For the subsequent 5 years, he spent his time living a carefree and party lifestyle. After that, he went on to his second company. The Internet Radio Corporation, known as AudioNet, was established in 1995 by Mark Cuban and Todd Wagner, both of whom had graduated from the prestigious Indiana University. The idea for this arose to the two individuals as a result of their shared interest in listening to online broadcasts of basketball games played by the Indiana Hoosier College. In the course of its expansion, AudioNet began to offer a wide variety of sports channels and radio programs, in addition to showcasing fashion shows and product launches. It was one of the first radio sites ever established anywhere in the world. In 1998, AudioNet held its initial public offering. The share price experienced a meteoric rise in a single day, going from $18 to $62.75 after being swept up in the dot-com euphoria. Following the acquisition of the company by Yahoo, for a price of $6 billion, the name of the business was changed to Broadcast.com. At the start of the millennium, Mark Cuban attracted the attention of people all over the world by making the most significant purchase he had ever made. Mark became the primary shareholder of the Dallas Mavericks by purchasing the team for $280 million. Due to ineffective administration and a lack of morale among the players, the team was considered to be among the worst in the NBA prior to the purchase. On the other hand, after Mark gained control of the team, he completely changed their fortunes. He was successful in boosting the spirit of the players, and the team was able to win the NBA championship in 2011 because of his management. A media enterprise known as 2929 Entertainment was established in 2003 by Mark Cuban and Todd Wagner, who had previously worked together in the business world. This organization is responsible for the production and distribution of films and television shows. When it comes to his releases, there have been both successes and disappointments. During the same year, the partners acquired Landmark Theaters, which turns out to be the most extensive movie theater chain in the United States. Magnolia Pictures, a film distributor, has recently become a subsidiary of 2929 Entertainment. As an additional point of interest, Mark Cuban was the co-founder of AXS TV, the leading HD satellite TV network, and he was the one who brought the term high-definition television to the market in November of 2003. One of the things that has brought the most attention to the life of Mark Cuban is his role as a television personality. His involvement as a judge and investor on the popular show Shark Tank is the one that has brought him the greatest notoriety among them. His financial investments in the show have resulted in an increase in his overall wealth. As an excellent illustration of this, consider the time when Mark made an investment of $1.75 million in the obstacle course company Rugged Maniac during their appearance on Shark Tank. The year 2018 saw an investment group acquire a stake in the company that was 80%. Apparently, Cuban sold his part in the company for twice as much as the initial sum that he had invested in the business, as reported by the Boston Globe. Aside from the fact that he has achieved tremendous success in the corporate world, Mark Cuban is also well known for the charitable work that he has done. In 2012, Mark Cuban contributed to the Electronic Frontier Foundation, a non-governmental organization, NGO, that operates legally in order to support the work that they undertake. Also, Mark provided funding for the basketball court and technology center that were constructed at the Indiana University in Bloomington. Through his foundation, the Mark Cuban Foundation, Mark gives back to the communities that helped him achieve his fortune. Beginning in Dallas, the Foundation's AI Boot Camps initiative is in the process of organizing free introduction to AI boot camps for high school students from low-income families. Mark has also been a benefactor to the Dallas St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is the largest parade in Dallas and an institution in the city. He provides its funding on a yearly basis. In addition, the Fallen Patriot Fund was established by the Mark Cuban Foundation in order to provide financial assistance to the families of United States military soldiers who were either killed or injured during the Iraq War. The Cuban resold baseball cards, stamps, and coins when he was in his teenage years. He stated, "Selling has been a part of my daily life. There was always something going on in my life. This was simply the way I was wired." A tech geek is how he describes himself to others. On the other hand, he mentioned that he struggled to work for other people. Within a short period of time, he went out on his own. The statement made by Cuban was as follows: "I had quit or been fired from 3 consecutive jobs, so I figured it was time for me to start my own company." His intuition led him to create MicroSolutions, a computer firm that specializes in systems integration. He was convinced that the traditional method of transferring data, which involved moving a disk from one computer to another, would soon be supplanted by the technique of linking computers to one another. During the year 1990, he sold it to CompuServe. From the comfort of his home in Texas, Cuban desired to be able to listen to sports broadcasts from Indiana University. According to him, streaming did not exist in the year 1995. AudioNet, which later evolved into Broadcast.net, was initially established by Cuban and his friend Todd Wagner. Yahoo purchased the startup company for a total of $5.7 billion in April of the year 2000. $1 billion won't change one thing, and that is the following. The Mavericks basketball team was purchased by Todd Wagner Cuba in the year 2000 for a total price of $285 million. People were saying things like, "You are an idiot because the Mavericks are terrible," and that was the highest price ever paid for any sports team in the history of the world. I was telling myself, "I don't care," Cuban disclosed. To put it simply, it was a dream come true. Since that time, we have never had a record that was unfavorable. The Dallas Mavericks were victorious during the 2011 NBA championship season. The current valuation of Cuban is estimated to be $3.3 billion by Forbes, and he has become a spokesperson for the concept of entrepreneurship. I am passionate about entrepreneurship because it is the driving force behind the expansion of this nation. If I am able to assist businesses in expanding, I am not only creating jobs, but also laying the groundwork for future generations. Cuban stated that this would send the message that the American dream is still very much alive and strong. If you are curious about how Mark Cuban managed to become a millionaire while coming from such a modest background, then you are not alone. By putting in a lot of effort, having a strong will, and having the ability to recognize opportunities via hard work, he has been a source of motivation for a great number of people all around the world. He is a self-made billionaire. As a conclusion, the biography of Mark Cuban is an item that everyone ought to study in order to gain knowledge and inspiration from. This finishes today's story. Hit that like button, and if you enjoyed watching our video, then do subscribe to us now.